Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us today. Today is a momentous occasion. We are proud to be standing on the location of the Coca-Cola plant on Highway 80, which for a long time has been not only an eyesore for the community and the citizens of Jackson, but also a pain in our sides. So it's great to hear the sounds of progress behind us. We're about 30 days out, hopefully, of this building being completely torn down. So we're excited to make this announcement today. One thing that I'm personally excited about highlighting is how this project demonstrates the administration working together and the department being committed to serving the citizens of Jackson. During this budget cycle, the mayor and council appropriated $1.3 million towards commercial demos specifically. This is how we were able to bring down Hotel O. This is how we were able to bring down the Popeyes building that was on Capitol Street recently, and now the Coca-Cola plant behind us. We have about 10 more projects planned for demo coming soon, and we would like to keep the community engaged and keep you all supportive and understanding of the process and the progress that we're trying to make in the city of Jackson. So at this time, I'd like to yield to Mayor LaFleur.
Again, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. While it is an overcast day, it's a beautiful day in the city of Jackson as we see increased investment towards the growth and development of our city. I'd like to first begin by thanking our Director of Planning and Development, Mr. Jai Keaton, who has stood up to the task of investing in terms of taking down dilapidated commercial structures. I'd also like to thank the Planning and Development Community Improvement Division for their hard work in making this happen. Please give them a round of applause. We have felt that their work is so important that we've beefed up our Community Improvement Division and our code enforcement officers. The ability to invest in commercial demolition means an opportunity for growth. Many of us have talked about what this area has meant in its heyday when economic development in this area was at its pinnacle. We talk about development, old development, such as the Metro Center Mall, and look forward to its next phase. Well, the reality is, while indoor retail facilities are no longer the national trend, long thoroughfares where people invest in economic development are. Areas like Lakeover Drive. There's no reason that Highway 80 and Highway 18 can't be corridors for economic growth and opportunity in our city. So this more than means getting rid of the eyesore and increasing the aesthetic appeal of this community. It means increased investment. It means that this community is worthwhile. It means that it is important. And so I want to thank again our planning and development team for standing up to the task. I want to thank the City Council for investing in the first ever commercial demolition budget in the city of Jackson. For far too long, we've tried to stretch dollars between residential demolition along with a few, maybe only a handful of commercial demolitions over a long period of time. But this team has been aggressive, as Jai spoke to, talking about how we've not only seen the demolition of Hotel O, only a few feet from you, or maybe a mile or so, we look down Ellis Avenue, where there's been a lot of work. And while there's been projects that we have directly funded, and there have been other projects where we have created the pressure to make certain that the private funding went into its demolition, this area is ready for growth and development. I do want to speak to this project, which cost about $150,000 for its demolition. And I also want the residents in this area to be aware that the planning and development team is already working on the Gibson grocery store demolition. It has some asbestos abatement issues that have to be dealt with, but they look forward to bringing that forward for bidding very soon. So we are continuing to invest in this area, continuing to build Jackson, continuing to work towards our progress. Again, I'd like to thank the team behind me. I'd like to thank not only Lewis Wright, our CAO, and Fidelis, our CFO, for their hard work in making sure that the administrative work of these things take place. This team, again, is who I refer to as the Weebies, meaning we be here when you be gone, right? but they are the foundation of the city of Jackson. They are the ones who execute the services that the residents so desperately deserve and so desperately need. So with that, we'll open it up to any questions that you may have regarding this. Yes, sir.
These niggas public know there's a process to get these things done. Folks want them done overnight.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So what's the process that people have to be comfortable with to get these things done?
Yeah, so, I'll invite Jai to speak more extensively about that. But, it has to go through an entire environmental court proceeding to determine, what is the condition of the building. You have to determine ownership. You have to, look at how you hold ownership accountable to the work and looking at the individual standards and character of the structures that you're trying to deal with and whether it is ripe for demolition. You have to look at the cost of it. What is our ability? And then when we look at the cost, we have to bid it out. We have to make certain that we have contractors that are available to do this. As we talked about, this building alone costs $150,000 to demolish. In fact, I'm actually surprised because that's a little lower than some other structures of this size may be. I think we all know the old Mississippi Valley Gas building. That building, I think at its last estimate is about $2 million to demolish. It's not only dealing with the structures itself. You have to deal with, like I talked about with the Gibson grocery store. It has asbestos, so that is an entirely different challenge for that building, where it's not just bringing a bulldozer. It's how do you remediate the asbestos in there so that you don't cause harm to the community around it. And so there are very extensive processes, not just looking at a building and saying, we want it down, let's tear it down. There is a process that goes in place to ensure that we are consistent with people's ownership rights to properties, that we are sensitive to the environmental hazards that could exist in the community around it. So it's a necessary process, but unfortunately, it's often a lengthy process, and that frustrates our residents. All right, thank you. Anything else?
Do you guys have an update on, that big sinkhole on Denver Street? Do you guys have an update when that will be?
I know that they were working on it. I don't have any further update. Do you have anything on it?
The question is about the sinkhole on Denver Street. They started working on it, our storm drainage group, and they got in there and found that there's another leak, a water leak, that's even below where it is. So they're waiting on Jackson Water to come and make that repair to the water leak, and then we'll come back in and finish the work that we're doing in terms of tying all of those storm drains together.
Is there a timeline when it's going to be finished?
Don't have a timeline yet. I know they've been contacted, and we will get to it just as soon as they complete their work.
Can you say and spell your name for us just in case?
Yeah, it's Louis Wright, Louis Wright.
Your position?
My position is Chief Administrative Officer for the City of Jackson.
Thanks, sir.
How many code enforcement officers does the city have now? Looks like they beefed it up quite a bit.
Absolutely.
So great question. So with the community.
I was about to say, is it the first? I had to think of either it's the first or this press conference is over.
Here's the show, bro.
We started running things.
Bad timing. Sorry.
It's okay. Great question though. Should we be running? Like, is this? Okay.
I really feel like I don't hear them as much as I used to.
This was right over there.
I used to be afraid of hurricane.
We got time to run.
Yeah.
Tornado didn't fall out the sky.
All right.
So the question, go ahead.
How many code enforcement officers does the city have now? It looks like they beefed it up. I think it was like 3 last year.
That's correct. So in total, we now have 15 code enforcement officers. Specific to community improvement, we currently have 8, and we have fully staffed up. Really appreciate that question because I know the media calls all the time about what is the city doing to fight blight, right? And a lot of times you have people, processes, and payments. So we have staffed up with the people. From what I understand, we have the highest paid code enforcement officers now in the state of Mississippi. So we have the people, we've been improving the processes, now we have to have a conversation about payments, right? So until we get budgets, until we get funding, whether that be from other legislators like Representative Ronnie Pruitt Jr., or if that's from legislative requests that we make from the state, we need money. We have the bodies, we have the processes in place. We need more contractors. You know, we have even been working to improve our procurement processes to better serve and better do business with our contractors. So we need more contractors. But at the end of the day, the biggest challenge for us to better improve our demolition, our blight problem is funding. And we have made those requests, and we hope that we can capitalize on that. Thanks.
I think it's always important when you have a city with varying needs and extensive challenges to have a measure of what progress looks like. And seeing that we now have a fully staffed code enforcement division, seeing that we now have a commercial demolition budget that can actively go after these cases, these issues and these eyesores within community is a mark of progress. And so we're grateful for that. I do want to take a moment as we close this out again to thank Jai and his team. I'll be clear. You know, when Jai joined us, he's served in various roles within our planning and development department. He's served directly in my office, helping us with economic development. Early on, I could see that Jai was an individual who had high energy, creativity, ideas that he could bring to this job. And, you know, the real test and the real remaining question was execution, right? And you never really know about execution until someone's put in that position. And so I'm happy to take this opportunity to commend him because he has truly demonstrated that he is capable of executing the goals and objectives not only of this administration, but the city in its entirety. The council has shared with him that we needed more code enforcement officers, and what they were hearing within their communities was a need to get to these environmental issues within our city or throughout the city. And so I want to commend him, share that he's done an amazing job. We're working to the very end, and progress can't stop. So thank y'all for being here. Congratulations to this team. Congratulations to the West Jackson community. All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you.